transitioning on to the Dallas Mavericks. This is going to be a bit of a tough one. The Dallas Mavericks just continue to disappoint. Now, listen, I understand that Luka Doncic has been hurt for the last, I think, 5 or 6 games or so. And then Kyrie Irving is now, I'm not sure what's going on with Kyrie Irving right now. I know he didn't play last night as of time of recording when they lost to the Warriors. So I'm not necessarily sure what's going on, if he's hurt again or if he's was resting. I don't know. And so, you know what? Fair play. Maybe Kyrie and Luka have not had enough time on the court together to kind of gel and to figure it all out. And as I said a few weeks ago when I did my Dallas Mavericks and Phoenix Suns kind of a deal there, when I did that clip and obviously that podcast, I talked about how the rest of the Mavericks team outside of really Christian Wood is not very good. I mean, I don't really believe in anybody else that plays for them. Maxi Kleber's fine, I guess. Dwight Powell is fine, I guess. I mean, there's just not a lot of really solid talent that if one of those guys are missing or one of those guys are not performing, that you could pick up the pieces. Let's compare it to the Boston Celtics, let's say. Jason Tatum is having a bad night. Jaylen Brown can step up and carry the load. Jaylen Brown is having a bad night. Jason Tatum can step up. Now, you can have the same thing with Luka, right? And Kyrie. You know, if they're both on the court together, one of them's having a bad night, one of them's not. Fine. Completely agree. But what happens if both of them are having rough nights? Well, if Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are both having a rough night, then you have Al Horford, who can pick up some scoring. You have Marcus Smart, who, when he's not horrible, he can pick up some scoring. You have Derek White, who this year has vastly improved his offensive game. He can pick up some scoring. You have Malcolm Brogdon, who comes off the bench and is in running for Sixth Man of the Year this year and might actually win the darn thing if he's not careful. He can pick up some scoring. He's shooting like almost 50% from three this year. And you know what? You have other role guys that can come in, like Sam Hauser, who's good at knocking down the three. You obviously have Robert Williams. He's not necessarily a scorer, but maybe he could pick up some facilitation, get some easy lobs, some dunks. He could take you from 4 points all the way up to 12 or 15 if you're not careful. And then obviously all the other guys that I mentioned, right? And I'm sure there's other people that I'm leaving out. But when you look at the Mavericks, who is going to step up when both of those guys are having a tough night? Or if one of them is not playing, because Luka has not been the most durable superstar. He has at times missed a handful of games here or there. I'm not saying he's injury prone or injury plagued by any means, but he has missed some significant time over the last couple of years. So when he's not playing, it's all on Kyrie. He's not getting any help from anywhere. Yeah, sure, Christian Wood might be able to step up a little bit, but think of all the guys that I said for the Celtics. You've got 3 or 4 legitimate guys that if both your superstars are not performing, or if one of them is hurt, you've got 3 or 4 legitimate guys that you can say, yeah, pretty consistently these guys are going to step their scoring up if Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown are not performing right. Whereas the Dallas Mavericks, you've got Christian Wood. Fine, that's fair. He's very good offensively. Who else is going to step up? Maxi Kleber? I don't know how much you can count on that very, very, consistently. I don't know. They don't really have anybody right now for me that can step up when those guys are not either healthy or not on the court, or if they're struggling, whatever it is. I just don't think the Mavericks have enough depth. So you can make that argument. All that to say, you can make the argument, look, they just, they haven't played together. They're not on the court, so the team's bad because they don't have a lot of depth. Fair enough. That's a fair argument. I'm just getting a little bit worried. Now, again, maybe I shouldn't be worried. Maybe I just need to wait and see for them both to be on the court consistently, and then maybe they'll put it together. But right now, they're on the outside looking in. I think they're the 9 or 10 seed at this point. They're barely making the play-in. And that's a shame considering the Dallas Mavericks made it to the Western Conference Finals last year. That is a shame because I'd love to see Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic battle it out together in the playoffs. I think that'd be fun to watch at the very least, even if they don't end up winning anything. But right now, they just haven't been on the court enough. They haven't played together enough. And you know what? Luka's missed the last 5 games, and they went 2-3. So it's not like they went 0-5 without Luka and are just atrocious. So for me, yeah, they might not have the best depth, but I don't know if they're the worst team in the league without Luka or Kyrie or vice versa, however you want to place that. I don't know that. I also don't know if they're really good either. I think they're pretty much exactly where they were before the trade. They're okay. They may end up being a top 6 seed in the West, which is a shame because I had them at 4. But obviously, that's all subjective, and obviously they haven't been on the court together enough for me to really see how good they could be. So maybe they could be fantastic with each other and with really no other help. But until I see it, I'm going to stick to the argument that the Dallas Mavericks are, quite frankly, very disappointing.
Hey guys, me again. Thank you so much for watching one of my clips from the Lopes Goes Last podcast. These clips are so much fun to do. I absolutely love making them and I absolutely love doing them. And this podcast is my baby. So I really want this thing to grow and I really want it to succeed. So if you did like what you see, please subscribe. Also hit that bell notification so you never miss any one of my episodes or one of my clips like this one. And please do also like and share these videos with your friends and your family so that we can make this thing grow as fast as possible. And I wanted to thank you again so much. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a great rest of your day.